this context, who's a Nazi?
Stephen Miller's a Nazi.
So you're gonna kill Stephen Miller?
If I had the chance, yeah, I would.
I don't know if that's something I'd say on camera, bro.
I think it's official. I think the Democrats are done for a very, very long time. And one thing is for certain. This Republican administration, the Trump administration, is the best administration of all time. This is going to be one heck of a good video, and I hope you stick around for the full thing. You're going to laugh. You're going to love it. I promise you. All I ask in return is for you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free to do so. And this video is sponsored by Proton Email, but more on that later. We're taking a look at the Speaker, Mike Johnson, and how he exposes the Democrats using their own words. The majority House leader also roasts the Democrats for the continued government shutdown. Democrats are also calling for the actual killing of Stephen Miller, which is absurd, but I wouldn't put it past them for doing so. The left always resorts to political violence. We know this. And then the White House exposes the lies around criminals, around aliens, illegal aliens. It's awesome. Like I said, you're going to love this. So let's get right into it.
Nonpartisan CR, they're going to get hammered. Another insider said in that same story, quote, "We would have enough votes to reopen the government if people were not terrified of getting the guillotine." Okay? They mean it metaphorically, but in a political sense, that's exactly what they're concerned about. Now think about the fact that we're just laying out here. These are simple facts. We come out here every morning and remind the American people of what's going on. Do not let them distract you from the facts. The American people would have an open government if Democrats were not terrified of their radical base. That is the headline. Every single one of you should write that. And that's the ugly truth. The Democrats are not governing in good faith. They're covering their own tail. They're out here decrying the so-called forthcoming health care crisis, they say. It's the one that they themselves created. The Democrats created Obamacare. They're the ones that created a subsidy with an expiration date. They're the ones that did all of this. Republicans are trying to fix it. And they're trying to blame Republicans for the crisis they themselves created. They cry foul when we won't bail them out of their own shutdown. I don't have anything to offer, as I've explained. I don't have any partisan priority I can pull off of the CR to make it more palatable for them. There's nothing to negotiate. They just have to do what they've always done in the past, that they did 13 times during the Biden administration, and they did as recently as March of this year, to open the government so that people can get their services and their paychecks.
I'd like to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you think that these are okay statements to be making, or do you think that something should be done about this? Let me know what you guys think. And now we got to talk about today's sponsor, Proton Email. So let me ask you this. Why do we protect our messages with end-to-end encryption, but we don't do the same thing with our emails? Think about how much more private information that we actually send through emails. Banking, contracts, even family details. And yet big tech scans those emails, they track you, and then they turn your inbox into an ad machine. That's where Proton Mail comes in. Proton was started in Switzerland by scientists at CERN who wanted to build a better internet where privacy is the default. With Proton Mail, your emails are encrypted so that only you, not even Proton themselves, can read them. No ads, no spying, no creepy trackers following you around. And here's the best part. Switching is actually very simple. You can import all of your old Gmail and Outlook messages, forwarding everything to your new Proton address, or you can start fresh with a clean slate. Plus, Proton gives you awesome features that big tech won't. Things like one-click unsubscribe, advanced phishing protection, dark web monitoring, and even unlimited email aliases to protect your identity online. So if you care about your privacy, your freedom, and your data, make the move today. Sign up for Proton Mail for free by visiting the link down below in the description, the pinned comment below, or just go to proton.me/sunshine. That's proton.me/sunshine. Again, it's absolutely free to sign up. Take control of your inbox today.
Federal law prohibits the expenditure of taxpayer dollars on providing health care to undocumented immigrants. Nowhere have Democrats suggested that we're interested in changing federal law.
Aren't Democrats demanding health care for illegal aliens? Democrats are demanding health care for everybody.
I did universal health care when I was mayor, fully implemented, regardless of pre-existing condition ability to pay, and regardless of your immigration status. San Francisco is the only universal health care plan for all undocumented residents in America. I'm very proud of that.
Current federal law is clear. Taxpayer dollars cannot be spent on Medicaid or Medicare or the Affordable Care Act related to undocumented immigrants, and not a single Democrat has raised the issue of trying to reverse that federal law.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants. Okay.
We do ourselves no favors by having 11 million undocumented people in our country be unable to access health care.
Federal law clearly prohibits the expenditure of taxpayer dollars to provide health care to undocumented immigrants, period, full stop. And no Democrat on Capitol Hill is trying to change that law.
We have, of course, J.D. Vance out saying that all we want to do is provide, I say we, a Democrat, provide, care for illegal aliens. That's his language. And of course,
that's just not true, what he's saying.
The American people know that Republicans have shut the government down because of their unwillingness to provide health care to everyday Americans, working class Americans, and middle class Americans.
As you can see, all of their lies are being exposed, and it's freaking hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious to watch the Democrats have to eat their own words.
While most of America spent time with family or watched college football this weekend, the No Kings rallies took place in several places in the United States. Liberals gathered to protest a non-existent monarchy in a country that, well, if it did have a king, certainly would not permit massive protest rallies. A lot of unhinged folks who harbor hate and dark thoughts in their hearts were on hand. Listen to this crazy lady in Maine. She had a specific birthday present in mind for herself.
So this is your birthday, so you came out on your birthday, you thought it was important. Tell me why.
Absolutely, because I have two little boys who deserve a bright future of freedom and democracy. And this is a nightmare that I'm living in. And I'm here to make a difference and to be loud and proud. And there's no other way I'd want to celebrate my birthday than with my parents and my best friend fighting for our country.
So for a birthday present, what do you hope happens? You wake up tomorrow morning.
I hope that I see the obituary that we're all waiting for tomorrow. That's what I hope for.
You wishing that President Trump is dead?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, these sorts of people popped up at these No Kings rallies all over the country, issuing thinly veiled desires for violence against Republicans, against the president. Here's another one, even worse.
Who are you going to kill?
Nazis.
Who do you define as a Nazi?
What do you mean? It's pretty...
In this context, who's a Nazi?
Stephen Miller's a Nazi.
So you're going to kill Stephen Miller?
If I had the chance, yeah, I would.
I don't know if that's something I'd say on camera, bro.
Right below the surface, folks. Right below the surface. The desire to commit violence against political enemies, to wish for their deaths. It is infecting the liberal grassroots at far higher rates than the media wants you to believe.
Scott Jennings always drops a freaking nuke on the radical left. I love it. He's honestly a gift that keeps on giving. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about that clip. And now we're going to wrap this up with one more clip. Here we go.
Mr. President, 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since Democrats shut down the government. Since Democrats chose to put the demands of far-left activists ahead of serving the American people. And over the last 3 weeks, Mr. President, it's the American people who have borne the consequences of Democrats' shutdown. Thousands of flights have been delayed. Nutrition assistance for millions of needy families is in jeopardy. Military families are turning to food banks in unprecedented numbers. The Democrats are apparently willing to prolong the suffering until their far-left base is satisfied. Mr. President, we've given Democrats here in the Senate numerous opportunities to end the shutdown. We've held now 11 votes on a clean, nonpartisan, continuing resolution to end the shutdown and the pain that comes with it. And they said no every time. We give Democrats an opportunity to consider the bipartisan defense appropriations bill, something that I might add passed the Senate Appropriations Committee 26-3 in an overwhelming bipartisan vote. We gave them an opportunity to consider that here on the floor so we can at least protect our national security and pay our troops. Democrats called it unacceptable and a distraction to pay the troops. We even offered to give them a vote on a health care proposal of their own design if they vote to reopen the government. The answer again was no. Mr. President, I don't know what Democrats are looking for. But if they're looking for Republicans to give in to their hostage-taking, they should think again. I've been very clear since the beginning. On the first day of this shutdown, I said Republicans would be perfectly willing to discuss the issues Democrats are raising, but only after we reopen the government. I said, and I quote, quoting myself here, we're not going to engage in bipartisan discussions while Democrats are holding the federal government hostage to their partisan demands, end quote. And interestingly enough, Mr. President, that's the exact same position the Democrat leader espoused during the 2013 shutdown. He said then, and I quote, as we said 1,000 times, we are happy to discuss how to fund the government, not with a gun to our head. Open up all the government, and then we can have a fruitful discussion.
Oof, that's not a good look for the Democrats at all. As we can see, this prolonged government shutdown is causing more pain than ever, and it's going to hurt the Democrats in the long run. I think that you're going to have Republican presidency, Republican administration for a very, very, very long time. The people are enjoying what they voted for right now. Nobody should be paying for illegal aliens. Nobody should have to, carry that burden. Even Democrats at their core, they don't want to be paying the bill for somebody else. Yet they keep spewing this radical nonsense, and it's all stopping right now. That's the end of the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in another one. Bye for now.